Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Charisma. To all my new K Squad members, welcome to the K Squad. Let's jump right into this story time. I am back and today we're doing something different. I'm going to start doing story times twice a month. And I have so many stories, fun stories, sad stories, ratchet stories, just you name it, I got it. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys a quick ratchet story today. Hopefully it'll make you laugh. Just thinking about it gives me the giggles. But girl, let's just go ahead and jump into it. So you guys remember the party line? This was like, oh my God, back in like early 2000s for me, like 2001, 2, and 3. And it's like Twitter, but on the phone. So you can't see who you're talking to. There was no Facebook. There was no, social media like that. I don't even think MySpace was out there. I think MySpace popped off in 04. I'm not for sure. But I was on the party line heavy, okay? Meeting people, blah, blah, blah. So, to make a long story short, I met this guy on the party line. We all went by different names, like aliases. I was Platinum Sugar because back then my hair was platinum blonde. Don't even ask, girl. And the guy I met, his name was F the World, okay? So a lot of my friends were all on there together. We decided, hey, we're gonna, I've been talking to F the World for about, I would say like a month. And I really liked him. Like we had a lot of things in common. I loved his voice. I was just like, yeah, let's just go down to LA and meet him. Now I'm from LA, but back then I lived 45 minutes out from LA in Redlands. So it was a drive to get down to LA. So a homegirl of mine, me, her, my best friend, another friend of ours, we drove down to LA to go see Mr. F the World. We finally get down there to see him. We're waiting on him to come out his house. And I'm just like nervous because I'm like, oh goodness, I hope he's, decent looking, because we had hit it off so good. Ma'am, F the World came out that door. Baby, when I tell you I was looking everywhere but at F the World because I kept saying, well, that's not him. Like, is that like his brother or someone else? And he kept getting closer to the car and closer and closer. Meanwhile, you can hear the friends in the back just like cackling, laughing, like, oh my God, oh my God. He finally comes up to the window and looks at me and says, oh, I don't know about you. I don't know about you. Mind you, I'm still in shock from what the hell I done saw, okay? So he's sitting here telling me, I don't know about you. Excuse me, sir, F the World. Do you guys remember a movie called CB4 with Chris Rock? And he was like a rapper and he wore like a beanie. He had a long Rick James Jerry curl. Well, this is what Mr. F the World looked like, but like 10 times worse. And on top of that, had on a shiny jumpsuit. It was a Dickies jumpsuit, but it was silver. I mean, like bad boy silver, like bad boy shiny suit. So just imagine someone coming out their door with a Rick James Jerry curl on, like a beanie, a dusty beanie with like links all stuck to it, and a shiny suit, fake Timbs with white shoelaces in them, and then peeked his head in the door of the car and looks at me and says, no, I don't think this go work. So I'm looking back at him like, yeah, no, feelings mutual, boo. Like, I'm telling the homegirl, drive off, okay? Because we were set to go to the Universal City Walk, just to hang out there for the night. This girl looks back at F the World and says, well, get in, we're going to City Walk. I'm looking at her like, what are you doing? Like, no, drive off. So he jumps in the car. Oh my God, y'all. He jumps in the car and sits by me. Whole time I'm sitting like this because I don't even want him touching me. I'm just like, this is some F, okay? Like, this is some book, So we get to the City Walk. He trying to walk with me and hold my hand. I'm looking at him like, but didn't you just call me like ugly like an hour ago? Like, the hell? So I'm walking a butt like in front of him so people won't even know I'm with him because I'm just like, ugh, like what the hell? So we at City Walk, we chilling or whatever. He talking to the friends or whatnot. I ain't really saying nothing to him. So then we finish out the City Walk. I'm thinking the homegirl go drop him back off at his house. Why does this girl drive us all the way back to Redlands to where I live? And guess whose house he ended up staying at? Me and my homegirl. Now I'm really like, the F is going on. Now this dude is at my house. Like, what the hell? So back then, me and my friend, we had children. I had my older son and she had her older daughter. They were both the same age. Back then, I think they were 2 years old. So our babysitter was there. After World walked through the door, babysitter like, well, who's that? And I'm just like, it's a long story. I didn't want to tell you about it, okay? So after World walked through the door, the kids were already asleep, thank God. And the homegirl goes in her room. I'm in the living room and I'm like really tired because by that time we had been drinking. Trust me, ma'am, if you would have seen how he looked, you would have been half drunk too. I had to drink my way through this whole night because I was just like, dude is not cute. Like, dude is just facially challenged. Like, no, okay? So by this time I was like half drunk, ready to go to bed or whatnot. So I'm like dozing off on the couch. He gets on the couch with me and I'm like, nah, you gonna have to sleep on the floor, boo. Like, we ain't none of that popping off, okay? So he gets off the couch, he gets on the floor. And I hear him on the party line, okay? On our phone. This ain't no cell phones right now, yo. This is our phone, like our phone line, okay? So this dude is on the PL. And he's just like, yeah, I'm at Platinum and I forget my other homegirl Elliot's name, but he was like, yeah, I'm at Platinum and homegirl house. Yeah, we chilling right now. Oh yeah, I'm about to get some. And I'm like, the F? Like, I'm like, what? What is going to remind you? I'm still half drunk and like falling in and out of sleep. So I'm like getting mad, but like going to sleep at the same time. I'm just like, what is going on? So I don't know what was said on the PO that night because I went to sleep. I wake up the next morning, I'm looking at him like, you got to get up out of here. You got to raise the hell up out of my house. You know, like, you're not even wanted here. So back then, it was a train you could take from like San Bernardino, Redlands, Inland Empire per se, and I'm sure it's still out there called the Metrolink. So I'm like, you need to get the Metrolink and get on because like the homegirl not going to take you home. He was like, well, I don't have no money. And I was like, of course you don't. So we found a expired Metrolink ticket. And was like, oh, here, you can use this to get home. So a homeboy of ours dropped him off at the Metrolink station. I don't know how he got home because the ticket was expired. I don't know if they caught him and kicked him off the train. I don't know what the hell happened. I just wanted him out my goddamn house. So later on that night, we're all on the party line. Here come F the World. F the World gets on the PL and tells everybody our house was dirty. We had roaches. Our kids was dirty. The house stunk like it was little. He was just all these lies. And I'm like, what? I wouldn't even go blast him like that. But I said, oh no, we got to blast Mr. F the World. So I told everybody like, okay, since he want to get on here and cap, let me go ahead and tell the real deal. So I told everybody how he came to our shit broke. How he looked like CB4, how he looked like a busted, broke ass DJ Quick, how he had on a Rick James wig with a dang a beanie on with lint and stuff stuck all to it, with a shiny suit with his old fake Timberlands and white shoestrings. I couldn't believe he was saying these things because I'm like, we could have left you in the street. So me and him going back and forth, me, him, the homegirl that lived with me and the homegirl that was in the car were on the party line. Everybody in there laughing and stuff because they like, oh, F the World getting clown, blah, blah, blah. So then Mrs. F the World joins in the chat room. I guess this is his girlfriend who he never told me he had, and I had never even heard of the girl, okay? So Mrs. F the World gets in the chat. She's like, oh, you don't want it with me. Like, my man ain't never came to see you, and I don't even know what you talking. And I'm like, girl, trust and believable. The way your man look, you can have him, sis. Ain't nobody up here hurting for your dude. Trust and believe. You can have him. And she's telling me to meet her in all kind of places, like she want to fight. And I'm just like, sis, ain't nobody finna fight over that roach. You go ahead and have, you know, dust bucket and do what y'all do, Mr. and Mrs. F the World. Leave Platinum Sugar the F alone, okay? So basically, I stopped talking to him, obviously. Me and Mrs. F the World had our little thing for like 3-4 days. I got so sick of her, I just started ignoring her. But that was one experience of mine that I will never, ever forget off the party line, because I had met others off the PL and they weren't bad looking at all. Like, they were just, it was cool. But this one was like funny as hell to me because he was so arrogant, and I'm just like, but you look like a roach. Like, I don't understand. And then for him to lie about our home and bring our children into it, no, we really no, it was a problem. Okay, so if you guys remember the party line, drop it down in the comments below and tell me some of your experiences off of there, because baby, if catfish was up back then, it would have been a lot of people on catfish from that party line. You hear me? I mean, because trust and believe, voices do not be matching with them faces. F the world sound like Tank over the phone, and in person it was a whole nother. It looked like a tank that had got ran the F over, okay? It was a mess, but it was so much fun on there. I really did meet really good friends in the PO and whatnot, and I did have a whole relationship with someone off the party line as well. That turned to some BS, but that's another story for another day. But I do miss the party line, and Twitter reminds me so much of it. It's just now, you know, you can obviously see who you're talking to, and I mean, we have video chat and all those things now, whatever, but Twitter really reminds me of the party line. So once again, if you guys have any experiences with the PL, drop them down in the comments below, and let me get a good cackle off for you, because this was embarrassing as hell to tell, but I am so glad I don't have real pictures of Mr. F the World. But trust and believe me, sis, when I tell y'all, it wasn't nothing cute about F the World at all. Okay, guys, that's my ratchet story for today. You guys, if you enjoyed it, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for me. Don't forget to sub to the K Squad. My face is popping up on the screen somewhere. That's my subscribe button. So subscribe to the K Squad. Don't forget to follow me on all social media at TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. And if you have any other like suggestions for story times or anything else you want me to talk about outside of units or wigs or makeup, leave it down in the comments below, you guys. Stay beautiful and blessed. Bye.